So it looks like a new file has been added called mission tile, and this UI element shows basically the mission name, the description and the progress. And most likely this UI element is either going to be integrated into matchmaking if you're searching for the specific missions, or the UI elements are either going to be integrated into the armory pass where you could start missions from there, or you would have an old school operation list like before. But I think a big question now is, when will this be released? Because yes, we have gotten some small updates about a possible leak of an operation over the year. However, nothing really big came to light. And looking at the calendar, Valve will soon take their annual holiday with the team and all to Hawaii, and that is obviously not the right time to release something, since no one can fix if something happens. Then the next obvious assumption would be, okay, it's going to be after the holiday, and this would mean somewhere in May, and this could be a good idea since this would be a month away of the major happening and slowly bring back hype into the game with content. And around after a month, the hype of the content has gone down, and then a natural pickup with the major could happen. Or the opposite could happen, they would release it after the major, which would mean they would have a good month, a bit more than a month, to prepare for everything, and then also use the month where the major happens to also continue working on this project. Okay, what could the implementation look like? Most of the community would just like it to be another operation, and that would obviously be the most desirable one. Another thing that could happen is the integration with the armory pass, so that you do specific missions to earn stars. And maybe a good example of this would be how War Thunder does it. There are some premium items and some items that everyone can get, or how they could also do it is by, just like with the older operation, have a pass that you can buy, and that would unlock a specific section of the armory pass where you could, for example, earn and collect some new skins. And the last idea I would have is have it as a separate game mode. When you press play, there's a new section where you could start specific missions. And personally, I would actually say the integration with the armory pass sounds like the most reasonable one. And the reason for this is because I think they might have noticed over the armory pass existence, over time the sales went down. And yes, you cannot compare the sales from the first month because an item is new there with the second month. However, it is most likely that over the existence of the pass, the number of people buying the pass went down, and maybe even too much for their liking. And by adding the missions, you could bring back interest into the armory and keep it more consistent than it is currently at. And having constant missions where you could either do a specific challenge or you need to do something to get some stars would obviously increase the interest in the game, since skins and all are a good feature to be added into the game. However, it won't hold the retention as gameplay features would.